Hello, everyone. It is Monday, December 7th. If you are new to my channel and my Animal Wisdom Oracle readings, I thought I would just take a moment to let you know about myself. I am an author of 3 memoirs and 2 children's books about the animal human bond, my favorite subject in the whole wide world. I'm also a certified oracle guide. And what else am I? I'm an intuitive consultant and animal wisdom enthusiast. I'm also an explorer in my recent venture, probably the last year, an explorer in the mixed media collage art world, which I'm having so much fun with, and bringing in animal wisdom through that medium as well. So I thought I would start today by lighting a candle because December is such a sacred month, isn't it? The closer we get to the December solstice or winter solstice, as well as Christmas, I just, like these last couple of weeks, I get really emotional because it's just such a sacred time, and I just love honoring this time of year. So let's start with lighting a candle. There we go. So I'm going to have that sitting right here. I know you can't see it, but it's there and it's lit because we are on our way to more light, right? These are some of the darkest days of the year here in the Northern Hemisphere, and we are going to be heading back to more light soon. I noticed that on my walk this morning. It was dark. It stayed dark longer this morning than normal, but that was okay. I don't mind that either. So, but then when the light starts coming back, I look forward to that as well. So today I'm going to pull cards from, and I'm going to tell you why. A little hint. I'm going to pull cards from the Divine Dog Wisdom cards. This is one of my favorite decks, along with the cat deck that they have when I do my Wisdom in the Paws, PAWS, private readings for clients one-to-one. Part of the reading, at the end of the reading, I always pull a card with a message from the animal, and these are always amazing how the message that comes through is in line with what the whole oracle reading was about. So that's why I love this deck so much. And the other reason I'm using this deck, I'm going to announce later on my blog, actually probably tomorrow, something exciting that I learned about today, thanks to my special little dog, Gidget. And it has to do with my book that I released this year, I'm Fine Just the Way I Am, and something special that happened with the book, which I'm so excited about. So if you want to check out my blog tomorrow, I'll be sharing the announcement of what that is all about. So, all right, let's pull cards today from the Divine Dog Wisdom cards. So if you want to go ahead and pick either number 1, number 2, or number 3, that'll be your specific message for this week of December 7th. Is it the 7th today? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yesterday was December 6th. So I hope you're having a great December so far. I know it's very different this year, feeling different things, but we had I just have to take a moment. We had this lovely unexpected surprise yesterday. I was sitting in the chair in the living room, and all of a sudden I heard this honking noise, and I looked up to see the local police car going through. We're in a very small village, 950 people, and then 2 fire trucks came through with Mr. and Mrs. Claus. So I thought that was so sweet. It just made my whole day. It was such a simple gesture. And especially during these times when, things are up in the air, we just don't know which end is up sometimes. So that was just a really nice surprised that they did. All right. Did you pick your number? Number 1, 2, or 3? I'm going to pick card number 3 for myself. So here we go. I love the front of these cards too. They're so pretty. I love the orange. And I love the dog looking at the moon, just sitting in contemplation. That's definitely what all my dogs have taught me, is to pause. P-A-U-S-E. That's why my website is Joyful Pause, P-A-W-S, because they're the ones that taught me to pause often in my life and reflect and contemplate and ponder. All right, here we go. Without further ado. All right. So card number 1, I'm just going to pick them at random today. I didn't pick them ahead of time. Card number 1. Interesting card if you pick number 1, resistance. What we resist persists. There could not be any more true statement than that, right? Think about something, if you pick this card, maybe there's something that you're feeling really challenged by right now and you kind of don't want to look at it. You're trying to put it off to the side, maybe thinking you want to wait till the new year to look at it. But the reality is it's gonna sit there and be like this niggle inside of you until you take a look at it. And more often than not, and I know in my own experience, when I finally will sit down and look at what this is really about, I can get to the bottom of it more quickly. And even though sometimes that's not fun to, discover what it may be about, it's like when you come into awareness of what it's really about, you can actually move through that resistance more quickly. And I know it seems like that's not the way it would work, but it is the way it works. So if you're feeling this and you pick number 1 and there's something maybe you are resisting, maybe just take a moment. If you've got a deck of oracle cards, pull a card and see if there's a message in there, and then journal from that and see if you can't get to the bottom of what that is you may be resisting. Look at the light from the candle shining on there. I love that. It's like this little orb. And when you look at the 2 dogs pulling on this frisbee, it's like this tug and pull. And there's probably plenty of that going on as we are doing the holidays in a different way than normal. And this whole year really has felt like a tug and pull. And I think I just wrote about that in my newsletter yesterday too. So, give yourself some time to just be with what that is that you are feeling challenged by. Give yourself the gift of that self-care. And just take a moment, be gentle with yourself, be compassionate with yourself, and try and get into a more calm place within yourself by looking at whatever it is that you may be resisting. All right, so card number 2, if you pick number 2, let's see. I'm going to pick the top card. I'm just feeling that. Purpose, follow your path. What a happy dog, right? Aren't we happiest when we're following the path or following our purpose? I do have something to say about purpose, though. And maybe this is going to resonate with you if you pick this card. I think for so many years, and I started to realize this, and I wrote about it in my second memoir and then carried it over into my third memoir. I think sometimes we get so stuck in this idea of purpose, and maybe this is where you're at, that we actually feel stuck. If we could look at as a purpose as, the essence of who we are, and then just bring that with us throughout everything that we do in our life. Now, that's not to say that, you're going to go on to, find a new path in life, maybe a new career or a new relationship. But I think the purpose of life is to be who we are. And if we can just be who we are, the rest takes care of itself. We'll be led to where that is. And I just want to take a look at this card to see if anything else is coming through. I just think about following the threads. That is something that I've really been wanting, or I am trying to incorporate more in my life, is just When something sparks my interest, to just follow that thread and see where it takes me without thinking it has to be this big end result or purpose. And as I started out talking today, I talked about, exploring art, mixed media collage, and I'm just having so much fun with it. And it is leading me to some interesting places. In fact, I just did an interview with a host who's doing a podcast series. I think it's coming out in the new year, early in the new year, with what she describes as ordinary women who are extraordinary. But both of us love animal wisdom so much, and we ended up getting together and having this beautiful conversation. And it was all because of my connecting with Firefly and then creating a mixed media collage from that. And we took off on this whole conversation. So that's what I mean about just following your threads of interest and then just seeing where that takes you. Because, we all have more than one purpose. But I think the main purpose, I believe the main purpose is just to be ourselves. Be ourselves, and the rest it's going to take care of itself. All right. So I said I picked number 3. Did you pick number 3? Let's see what the message is there. So this card on top is upside down, but I'm going to pick it upright, but it's really catching my eye because it's upside down, though it looks upright to you. So let's pull this one for number 3. Oh, love it. Instinct. Trust your intuition. I loved when I had I had 2 labs in my life, Cassie Jo and Kylie, and it's just making me think of this, how in the spring, you would let them outside, and how, there's so many smells that time of the year, and in fall, and they immediately, their noses would go to the air. And I can imagine all the different things that they sense through smell, that told them what they needed to know, I'm sure. So I'm going to sparkle the light on there again. I love that. So instinct, trust your intuition. Now I said I picked this card also, which is really interesting because this is something earlier in the year that I was thinking about, and how my path has led me in my life to really hone in more on what's in my heart, in my intuition, and to follow that more. So that may be what something that you're being called to do as well. And that really does mean, look at the dog, it's stopping and it's pausing and it's taking a moment to just be with be with all their senses and what's all around them. And of course, the dog does that so well through the sense of smell. But your intuition might come through in a different way. There's so many different ways that intuition can come through. For me, I know when my intuition is usually on is like I'll get tears in my eyes, or I get this like aha moment in my body. I got to really think of. I'm also very visual, so I'll see things in my mind, and I'm really learning to trust that more and more and more. That what I see in my mind has something to teach me. So if you pick number 3, it's instinct, and you're being called to trust your intuition. Maybe you've been doing that work already, but you're being called to go to a deeper level with that. So that is the reading for the week. I'll just say it again. If you were number 1, resistance. What we resist persists. So give yourself some space and try and figure that out so you can, find more peace and harmony in your life. And then number 2 was purpose. Follow your path, follow those threads. Don't make it so difficult. Just follow what makes you happy. What is your joy? Like, look at this dog. It's just so happy walking the path, to be open to see what happens along the way. And then number 3, instinct. Trust your intuition. And as we go into 2021, holy cats and holy dogs. I really think that's what this year has been about, is for each of us to really tune into what feels right in our hearts. Because, this has been a year that has been so polarized, and there's this side of the story, this side of the story, and then there's so much confusion. And so we're all being called to come back to our hearts and listen, what is true for us? What is true for us, right? All right. everyone. You have a great week, and I will be back again next Monday. Take good care. Bye-bye.